Okay, the December 16th, 2022 Oregon State Lottery Commission meeting is now in session. It's noted for the record that commissioners are attending this meeting via the web. Commissioner Patel is excused and a quorum of commissioners is present for today's meeting. Today's meeting is being live streamed on the internet and a link is posted on the Oregon Lottery website. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ramirez?
Here.
Commissioner Wilcox?
Here.
Chair Safoff?
Here. Will the clerk please inform the commission of who else is in the meeting?
Yes, we have Director Barry Pack, Ty Calandrello, Kathy Ortega, Matt Shelby, Janelle Simmons, Mike Wells, Chris Scaro, and Nate Carter.
Thank you. Members of the public had the opportunity to provide public comment to the, Members of the public had the opportunity to provide written public comment to the commission for this meeting. It's my understanding that we received no public comment. Can the clerk please confirm that no public comment was received?
That is correct. We did not receive any public comment.
Thank you. And with that, let's move to the commissioner communications. I'm opening this for any commissioner who would like to make a statement, a comment, or anything of any nature. The only thing I'd like to say is that this is our last meeting of the year 2022, and I want to thank both my colleagues on the commission as well as leadership and the entire lottery. This has been another difficult but successful year. I am in an ongoing sense awed and amazed at how this entity manages through various just business, but also just manages through all of the barriers and issues that arise for them. So happy holidays, and I'm so appreciative of you all. With that, maybe we could move to Director Pack's report.
Thank you, Chair Safoff, and good morning, commissioners. Following that theme of gratitude, this week, the Oregon Lottery sent a thank you letter to the more than 3,800 retail partners who sell and promote our games. After navigating 2 years of uncertainty from COVID, sales are returning to pre-pandemic levels, and a record Powerball jackpot gave many retailers a boost in commissions. We've also been handing out holiday gifts to customers at some of our high traffic retail locations. Customers reacted with surprise and delight as our staff passed out $1 and $2 scratch-it tickets when they were least expecting it. It's important to acknowledge the efforts of our retailers and their connections with players as we celebrate successes of the past year. Our Toys for Tots toy drive is underway, and this year we're adding to the fun by having employees share their photo in their most ugly, sparkly, or creative holiday sweater for a chance to win a trophy and bragging rights, of course. The drive encourages donating a new unwrapped toy or making a donation online. And if you are looking for something to do on New Year's Day, our beneficiary, the Oregon State Parks, is offering free guided hikes at 20 state parks. They are also waiving day use fees for that day. You can find details about the guided first day hikes on their website, stateparks.oregon.gov. Moving on to sales, we are seeing overall sales remain down slightly from this time last year by 2.7%. However, thanks to large Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots, traditional products are up more than 12% this year. Year-to-date sales for Megabucks and Mega Millions are ahead of business years 2020, 2021, and 2022, and revenue for Powerball is ahead of all prior years. While scratch-it sales are returning to pre-pandemic levels, holiday sales are below last year's sales by 8.9%. We're seeing an ongoing trend of players purchasing higher price point tickets. Last business year, the $20 price point generated more revenue than the $1 price point for the first time. And this year, the $10 ticket is currently generating more revenue than the $2 ticket for the first time. For sports betting, November just barely outpaced October as the busiest month ever for sports betting in Oregon, with record highs of over $55.5 million total wagered. We hit another milestone in November as well, $1 billion in total wagers since we launched the sportsbook in October of 2019. Our year-over-year growth numbers are strong and continue to increase across the board. A few highlights include total wagered is up 70%, number of bets in the month up 110%, and unique active players are up 75%. Basketball was the leader in wagers with a full slate of NBA activity during November. Interest in the Portland Trail Blazers continues to generate high betting activity. As always, we continue to support responsible gambling this month and are putting some extra reminders on our social media channels and messaging with media that lottery games, particularly scratch-its and stocking stuffers, are not for kids. Finally, a few winners stories. Sandra Bergio of Portland, the regular scratch-its player, was stunned when she received a call while grocery shopping in Portland that she had won $100,000 in our second chance drawing. Sandra has been a caregiver for more than 25 years. She currently takes care of her sister full-time who is battling dementia. She plans to use the money toward a down payment on a new house and will pay bills. Her favorite place to buy tickets is her neighborhood 7-Eleven in Portland. Tara Cleland of Gresham has been playing Keno for 4 years and won just 4 days before her birthday. There were no fours in her winning ticket, though. She's thrilled with her $86,597 prize. A Gresham resident, she bought her ticket at the Lighthouse Deli in Gresham. And finally, Mandy Hill of Cresswell, after buying a Powerball ticket at the end of November at the Dairy Mart in Springfield, Mandy Hill later scanned it with our app at home and discovered she won $50,000. Mandy has plans for the prize. She's treating herself to a new Toyota Highlander hybrid. As this is our last meeting of the year, I want to wish you all a safe holiday season and a very happy and prosperous new year. And that concludes my report for the month, Chair Satoff.
Thank you. I think with that, we will move to the minutes of the previous commission meeting. The minutes of the previous commission meeting have been circulated to the commission in advance of today's meeting. If there are no changes to the minutes, is there a motion to approve?
I move that the minutes of the Oregon State Lottery Commission meeting held on November 18th, 2022 be approved as final as presented today.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
Chair Satoff.
Aye. Thank you. The minutes have been approved. Let's go to the financial report with Kathy Ortega.
Yes, good morning, Chair Satoff, Commissioners, Director Pack. For the record, my name is Kathy Ortega, Chief Financial Officer for the Oregon Lottery, and we're going to go over the financial report for November and year-to-date November. Going to the first page, which is your operating statement for the month of November, we have net revenue of 117.9 on a budget of 111.1, $6.7 million favorable. The commissions and game vendor charges will trend negative, especially when the favorable variances are coming from our traditional games. The expenses incurred there are directly as a percent of revenue. So when revenue's good, we pick up some spending variance. Going down, research, we have a variance, but that is just a budgetary variance from spreading, the budget evenly over 12 months. Net profit of 78.2 on a budget of 67.6 is $10.6 million favorable. And on a year-to-date.
Sorry, and Kathy, on the advertising, is that just because of the holiday that we, okay, just, I assumed that was it. Thanks.
Yeah. Going to the year-to-date, We've got net revenue of 584.2. Excuse me for a second. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's try this again. Net revenue is $14.2 million favorable. Same explanation for, excuse me, I have a cold. Commissions and net profit of 367.3 on a budget of 322, 45.3 million favorable. All of the negative variances on services and supplies are timing differences. As you can see, most of them were favorable on a year-to-date basis. And I have a balance sheet there for you to take a look at today. And I'd be happy to attempt to answer any questions.
We may have to excuse you from that. You don't sound good. I hope you're gonna. I hope this isn't gonna that you're on the mend. But
Yeah,
having,
I was doing so good.
I know. Sorry about that. Any questions or comments on the financials from the commission? Hearing none, Kathy, would you like us to move to the motion?
Yes, please.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the financial statements?
I move that the Oregon State Lottery financial statements for month ended November 30th, 2022 be approved for the record as presented today.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
And will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
Chair Sathoff,
Aye. For the record, the motion has passed. I'm assuming that if anyone has any questions for Kathy, they'll ask, but with hearing none, let's let her go.
Thank you.
Hope you're better soon. Okay, Director Pack, Barry, should we talk about the alternative disclosure request?
Thank you, Chair Sathoff. Yes, you have a memo in your materials that outlines the situation, but for the record, Aces Sports Bar and Grill has been an active video and traditional lottery product retailer for a number of years. They were, in fact, the first tribally owned off tribal lands retailer to contract with the Oregon Lottery. At the time that they contracted, we did not have this alternative disclosure process for tribally owned businesses. And so they went through a fairly convoluted restructuring of their ownership model in order to align with the requirements of our administrative rule. With the new process in place, that shifts the focus of the disclosure to those that are actually operating the business as opposed to tribal leadership. They would like to restructure again to align more with how other tribes are structuring their businesses that are seeking lottery contracts. The proposed structure, as it's outlined in your materials, meets all of our criteria and meets the qualifications for the alternative disclosure process. And I am requesting the commission's approval of that process so that security can move through their process and we can continue this contract in the new structure. And I'm
Thank you.
happy to answer questions.
Questions or comments from the commission? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the alternative disclosure process for this tribe?
I move that the Oregon State Lottery Commission approve the alternative disclosure process, waiving the personal disclosure requirements for Chinook Winds Bar and Restaurants LLC, Aces Sports Bar and Grill, as presented today.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
Chair Sathoff,
Aye. For the record, the motion has passed. Thank you. And with that, let's move to the rulemaking.
Thank you, Chair Sathoff, Commissioners, Director Pack. Good morning. My name is Chris Scarro, Rules and Policy Analyst for Lottery. And I have one rulemaking item this month. So recently I told you that Muscle updated their rules governing Powerball and Mega Millions. We reviewed those rules here at Lottery, and while many of the changes are not applicable to us, we did recommend aligning with some of the updates to terminology and definitions, just to make it easier to compare our rules to Muscle's rules in the future. These changes are consistent with our current practice, so we do not expect any impact to players, retailers, or the prize claim process. We've completed the public rulemaking process, which is detailed in your meeting materials, but briefly for the record, we filed notice with the Secretary of State on October 25th. We notified folks as required by law. We provided several weeks for the public to comment in writing. We also held a rulemaking hearing, but we did not receive any comment for you to consider today. Director Pack has reviewed the rules and recommends the commission adopt them as presented to you today to be effective on January 1st. Happy to answer questions if you have them. Otherwise, you'll have a motion when you're ready.
Questions or comments from the commission? And just a note, this is obviously, just for the record, this is, we reviewed these last month as well under the kind of the two-step process that the lottery uses to give us ample time to think about rules and seek some information if we need it. So thank you very much. Is there a motion to adopt the proposed rulemaking?
I move that OAR Chapter 177, Divisions 85 and 98 be amended as presented in the meeting materials today, effective January 1st, 2023.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
Chair Sathoff.
Aye. For the record, the motion has passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is other business. I'm gonna first open to see if there's any other business from any of the other commissioners or the director. I have one item of open business. I wanted to just make sure that this is on the record and that we've notified the public. We're planning to have in-person monthly commission meetings in January and June. Members of the public are welcome to attend, and the meetings will continue to be streamed online. A link to the live stream will be posted on the Oregon Lottery website. Public comment will be accepted in person or via Zoom during the in-person meetings, and they will be limited to 2 to 3 minutes. Instructions on how to sign up to provide verbal public comment will be posted on the commission meeting website. Written public comment can be provided at any time and will be provided to the commissioners, but will not be read during the meetings. Written public comment will be verbally acknowledged during the meeting, posted online with the meeting materials, and will be included in the permanent record of the meeting. I look forward to seeing all of you in person again in January. Unless I hear any other business, I think we'll go to adjournment. Any questions or comments? Great. This concludes today's meeting of the Oregon State Lottery Commission. The next meeting is scheduled on January 27th, 2023. And thank you all for attending the meeting. The meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everyone. Happy holidays.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Take
Happy
care.
holidays.